What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Kickoff Conversations. This is your host, Pranav, and this is going to be our first live session. We're going to be talking about the Arsenal versus United game. And as you must have seen previously, we did have two of the finest gentlemen that support their clubs through and through, give their opinion on the game and their predictions. So I'm going to bring them back on. We've got Shreyas Pillai with us. Hi, Shreyas. Welcome, welcome.
Hi,
And
Pranav.
we've got Gagan. So, guys,
Hi.
welcome back. Since the last episode, I guess you gave in your predictions, you gave in your thoughts and opinions of what's going to go down. I think Shras, you went with a 2-all draw, and Gagan, you went in with a 3-1 win. I think you take it on to the next step with that prediction. You won it. Before we move on to the 3-1 win prediction, I would like to know your thoughts, Shreyas. What do you think? What happened?
I mean, it's hard to really talk much at this point, but I don't know. It was a good game. I think Arsenal, the first key thing that United did was for the first 15 minutes, I think, like they kept possession, and in the first phase, they were pretty decent. So Arsenal didn't like come out flying from the blocks as we expected. And then slowly towards the end of the first half, I think Arsenal became better, but then Ericsson played a brilliant pass and Rashford scored. And then as expected from United, they just switched off completely, and then Odegaard scored within like a minute, and that's just can't happen in Premier League football. Like you can't just switch off so fast. And then I think Arsenal ended the half much better. And then the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half also, they were better. They didn't I don't think they created any like clear cut chances, obviously. I don't think they were that good. United became much better towards the last 20 minutes. And then I think Hoyland made a big impact. Not big impact, he was good. I think he showed glimpses of what he can produce.
Right.
And then the Garnacho, obviously, goal, which it's very dubious. I don't think it's offside, but if it is given, fair enough. We can't argue. And then to some extent, I know this sounds silly, but I actually expected this to happen at the end. Like this is what Arsenal has been doing the last whatever last season. Like they just scored in the 95th, 96th, 97th minute, and
Right.
then it's a fact of inability. Like you just know it's happening. Like Nelson 97th minute, and I just knew. And once Rice scored, I was just numb. I hope for something that maybe Evans was pulled down or something. I don't know how he gets that much space. Onana maybe could have done better, but it was deflected. And then the last goal where like, they just threw kitchen sink, and then Gabriel Jesus just scored an easy goal. So then, yeah, that was pretty much
I think apart
about
from
it.
conceding the first goal, Onana actually kept well. The Saka, where the ball dropped to Saka's feet, Saka could have done better, but
Yeah.
Onana actually, managed to keep that ball out. I think he had a decent game comparatively, but this is the Premier League, you can never tell. But the one person that can actually tell is Mr. Gagan. He was absolutely spot on with his predictions. A 3-1 win. Gagan, what do you think? What do you take back from the game?
I was actually really happy to see Gabriel back in the squad. The injury to Party is actually a blessing in disguise for us. Gabriel came back, so the defense was really good today. And Rice got his first goal. What a debut goal! That was really good. And tactic wise, I don't think we could have done anything better. Like talking about creating chances, the Saka chance he should have scored. Hit it straight at Onana, had to save it. And
Right.
Havertz needs to improve a lot. It was like we were playing with 10 men. The first chance he got in the first half should have
He
done better, at
absolutely,
least hit the
yes.
target.
I genuinely wanted to ask you. He fumbled that shot. It fell onto his
Yeah,
left foot, the stronger foot, and then I thought he was going to hammer it in the back of the net, but he just fumbled it. I think anyone that was standing 5 yards away from the goal should have, finished that.
done better. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm just waiting for him to, get back, gain some more confidence. Like one game in the FA Cup or EFL Cup where, he gets his space, he can free up, maybe gain his confidence and come back in the Premier League. And of course, UCL is also there. So let's see. Long way to go.
Right. What do you think, Shreyas? What do you think about the VAR judgments today? What do you think? Were they fair calls? Do you think I think before we went live, we actually discussed. I think from a different point of view, he looked onside. From a different point of view, he did look offside. And then the controversy with Johnny Evans being pulled back for Declan Rice to score the winner. You think that is justifiable?
So the first VAR was obviously the Havertz one. I think he dived. I don't think there's much of an
Yeah,
argument.
it was
Like,
a dive. It was a
not a
clear dive.
penalty. The
Yeah.
For
offside
sure.
one, see, it's very difficult to call, like you said, because there are many angles to be taken in, and it was very, very close. But I thought he's onside. But if VAR is saying that they have, it's a huge call in the game. If they have made that call, then I can't go against it. I do think maybe he's onside, but they have said that. The Rice one is interesting because maybe it's not a foul, but how does he get that much space in the box? He gets it down from a corner and then he smashes it in. And I do feel Evans was impeded there. Like Gabriel does impede his like a chance for him to go and at least go for a block. It's
Right.
interesting. I mean, it could go both ways, but it's just I don't know. Maybe I think that could have been potentially given, but again, maybe it's not one that is a clear and obvious foul. So maybe the goal should have stood. So can't come. I mean, I don't know. I am obviously upset about it, but I think maybe in the end they were fair. Like the Ganacho's one is close, but maybe it's fair,
Right.
I guess.
All right. Fair enough. Gagan, what do you think?
So talking about the VAR calls, the foul on Nketiah, Lindelof, I think it should have been a red.
No, I don't
He was.
think. Like
I think
no,
I
he
think
was
it
he
should have
was
been a red because
no. There's a defending covering defending.
any other game, these calls go. It can go anyway. So yeah, I just felt it should have been a red. But okay, we also I think as Man United fans would be feeling like the where Evans was impeded and the sorry Garnacho goal, yeah, which was given offside. So yeah, I think it was fair.
So you think they made that fair call where they could have called it for the red card, so they kind of justified it with that goal.
Yeah, I mean we have to live with it. Whatever. If it was a red card, they would have had to play with 10 men. If Garnacho had scored, we would have had to start from 2-1. So I think in the end, it's a fair game. Both ways the calls had gone, and Evans, Gabriel, sometimes it's given, sometimes not given. That kind of a game.
No, I
Unless
can
you're
tell.
wearing
I
the
don't know. I
Arsenal
can tell.
jersey at the Emirates, then it's given like generally it's given to them. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
is it? So
again,
like I see Shreyas really
But
hesitant on speaking
Anthony
for.
no,
Taylor
no,
was
it's
the
fine.
referee,
What? Yeah, so
But
always
Anthony
United
Taylor
have
was
had
the
this.
referee.
Yeah, I know that was coming, but see, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to sit and say like the calls come. I do think
See, United
the
really played
Garnacho
well.
one,
They create.
but
I have to mention Rashford. Whenever he got the ball,
He looked
I knew
lethal.
something was
Yes.
going to happen. The goal he scored, I knew when he got that much space, it was going in the right top corner. It had to go. It was so clear. It was so dangerous. The right side, I mean, White and Saliba, they had to be on their toes today. And that goal was beautiful. For me, it was goal of the game. Game, yeah,
I think
had to
Gabriel
be.
Jesus' goal was one of the the way he turned on and
I mean,
turned
no, I don't
Salah
think
into
turning
goal.
Johnny Evans is
No,
something
for
really to
me
be proud of.
personally, Rashford goal has to be the goal of the game for me. Of course, Odegaard also. Odegaard scored the typical Odegaard goal. Out
Right.
like near to the box, he got the ball and bang, has to put it in.
Typical number 8 goal.
The yeah. The Rice goal has to be special, of course. Debut goal
But that's what I
at
mean, I
Emirates
said in the
against
previous is
United.
that
Yeah,
Rice, and when we had this discussion about Rice and Casemiro, the reason I considered the Rice point is I think he proved it today. I think he was maybe the best player on the pitch. His midfield presence just covers everything, and Casemiro struggled again. And something has to be done now. Amrabat hopefully can help, but
yeah.
there are worrying signs. I'll say I'm not, of course, it's 4 games in. I'm not giving up on him, but clearly there are some signs that even at the end, Nelson just took the ball so easily from him. It's really a little worrying as a United fan. But yeah, Arsenal. I mean, I'm not. I expected a better performance from Arsenal, and that's why I said that. I think last year they were better than us. Again, when Nketiah scored in the 90th minute, they were much better. I think last year, but I mean, I guess it's now United is getting used to conceding in Fergie time rather than scoring in Fergie time. So it's fine.
I think I'm sorry to mention, but Simran isn't she's not able to be with us today. Because late night issues and whatnot. But she does happen to say that she'll be happy to have Casemiro back at Real Madrid. Do you think he's better suited there, or has he found his feet
No, I mean,
at United?
it's not. See, the thing is, 4 games, and this is what happened last season as well, where he came in late and then he made a lot of mistakes. And the first few games, he was ridiculed. But he needs time to find his feet, and I'm not going to, of course, give up on him so fast. I think his progressive passing is really good. He's able to switch the play easily, and one of his passes for Hoyland was really good. But his defensively, he's still not able to at least cover ground like he used to. So that's when an Amrabat comes in. So no, obviously, I'm not going to give up on a player who completely changed our midfield last season.
Right.
I just think that he needs more time, and I think we should be fine except for our entire defense being gone and Maguire and Evans starting in the next game. So
Yeah,
What happened to
that's
Lindelof?
something I
Was he
wanted
injured?
to. Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. What do you think about that injury?
no, so Martinez looked. I don't know what happened. He just after tackling Nketiah, he just went down, and I'm worried because when you just go down normally like that, I don't think it was an impact from the tackle, so it could be worrying. Lindelof, I don't think was injured. Coming to Gagan's question, I am also surprised Ten Hag took him off. Now I don't know why he did that, but I'm also really surprised that he did that. And yeah, I mean, you can't at the Emirates, one of the best teams in the Premier League. You can't go with Maguire and Evans and hope to escape from that. So, and I want to say though, Dalo was brilliant. I think he really kept Saka quiet all game, except that one
Yeah.
chance. Saka has almost been like their main outlet all season, last season as well. But he was really good today, Dalo. I think he did well. But
You know,
so yeah.
absolutely, I agree with you. But speaking of midfield, do you think Declan Rice had, apart from scoring his debut goal, do you think he was one of those top performers today?
Of course. What a game. I just checked his stats on Twitter. Amazing. Completed almost every pass in the game, was winning all the aerial duels, took two, three shots in the game, scored one against United at Emirates debut.
At
That's
Emirates,
And
that would
that
be his
has
incredible.
debut goal. I think that says a lot. That means a lot. But guys, thank you. I just like to say thank you so much for doing this with us today. And it is a pleasure having you on board. It was a pleasure doing the podcast with you. I think Gagan goes home with the bragging rights for Arsenal this time. And Shreyas, I hope this thing turns out to be very different in the next game. And we look forward to a Shreyas probably jumping on his bed in the back, jumping of joy, hoping that United take a win. So thank you so much, guys, for doing this. It was a pleasure. You guys can tune out.
yeah. Thanks, Pranav.
Bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This was your host, and that's your my co-host for tonight, Sherry. Um, Okay. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It was a pleasure hosting you. This is Pranav from Kickoff Conversations. I do miss Simran. I wish she was here. But nonetheless, take care and good night.